Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California with all the hundreds and thousands of hummingbirds. One of the biggest questions I get all the time is how do you wash your feeders? What do you use? Is soap dangerous? Is baking soda dangerous? Is vinegar okay? And that is an excellent question that we're going to talk about today. And I'm going to show you firsthand how I do my feeders. Because if you don't do it right, it could be detrimental to the birds. So we're going to get into that right now because it is so important to get those feeders clean because you are feeding so many birds. And I take my feeders down here probably 2 to 3 times a day. The average person is changing it every day or every other day. With me, I can disinfect it once and then give it a good scrub afterwards. Zoe's playing. But it doesn't have to be every single time. So I'm bringing it in, and an hour later, I'm washing it and putting it out. All it needs is a good cleaning. Let me tell you something. You know what? Let's go in. I want to show you firsthand how I wash mine, and then I'll have a few more closing words. That should be good for you to give you an idea on how to do it right, or at least the way I do it. Is it right? It's my way, and it is a way I know that a lot of animal sanctuaries do. Let's go inside. So here is a typical hummingbird feeder that I use for all my hummingbirds around here. It's made of plastic, it's 3 pieces, and it's easy to clean. I use warm water. You could use hot water to touch, but that's what I use, warm water. And I've got an old sponge I've been using and a little bit of Dawn detergent. Put a very small amount on there, suds it up, and then start scrubbing. You only have to do this once a day if you're taking your feeders in, though I will say I take my feeders in multiple times and I do it each time. You want to scrub off any debris, any mold, anything that might be growing, whether it's on the top or inside. And that means all the way inside. Even if you don't see it, scrub it a little bit and get to the bottom. You can get to the bottom with an old toothbrush by scrubbing around the sides, and that's what I use. And then I can put a tiny bit of Dawn if you want. Now remember, they are using Dawn on washing baby ducks and baby wild animals that get into grease. But I will tell you in a few minutes why it's so important to do one more thing when we're done. I drop my little old sponge in there and I give it a good swish. Now remember, you can take that sponge, throw it in the microwave, just the sponge, for 30 seconds to a minute, and it will disinfect it. Or you could just wring it out and let it dry out in the sun. That's all I do. Now you want to scrub the whole thing, but the most important thing that we're doing here is we're going to give it a good rinse. Now, zoos use disinfectants, veterinarian grade disinfectants for cleaning their bowls for a lot of their animals and birds because there's so many animals around. And it is good to use a disinfectant, but this is what I have been using on mine, and it works. As you can see here, I've had thousands of hummingbirds, and I scrub it really good. So don't throw your old toothbrush away. Put it aside and use it for this. But this is the easiest way to do it. Now you can use vinegar and you can use baking soda, which I keep in a little spice bottle, but that's not going to disinfect it. And this is like a mascara brush. You can get inside the holes. Sometimes the holes are too small, so you can get a pipe cleaner or something in there. But make sure you go through the holes periodically so nothing builds up. But again, vinegar and baking soda will get rid of algae, but you want to get rid of bacteria. And that's why you want to use something a little bit better like dish soap. You could make a little bleach solution if you want. Bleach is also used in zoos, but this works really good for me. Periodically, if it looks like it needs a better soaking, then I will put a tiny bit of bleach to a big container of water, let it soak, and then give it, again, a scrub. That brush I got from Harbor Freight. They sell for like $1 a piece, and they're really nice and strong, and they really get into all the holes. But this is how I clean it. It is so important to clean it because it will build up bacteria in places you don't see. So just give it a good scrub. And then the main thing is rinse it really good, shake off the excess water, or if you're not going to use it right away, let it dry. But there it is. It's ready to go, ready to fill with your fresh, homemade hummingbird nectar, or store-bought if that's what you do. We're back. Now you know how to clean a feeder. That is how easy it is. If you went to a zoo or some animal refuge and said, I'm going to use vinegar, I'm going to use baking soda, we can't use soap. They would say, "Thank you for coming and offering to volunteer. We'll let you know if and when we need you." And you would never hear from them again. Zoos and other refuge places use the strongest disinfectants because you don't know what could have gotten in there by one bird or just by sitting there. They've got stuff that's so deadly sometimes that you really have to put gloves on to use. Some zoos use Wavicide, some use a really strong bleach solution. A bleach solution is good because it dissipates. So the point is, you're not going to hurt any of your birds as long as you rinse it well. That's the big thing. You use what you want to use. Like I always say, wash the feeder as if your kid was going to drink out of it. That's all I'm asking. I would not, though, put these in the dishwasher because they can warp. I know a lot of them say they're dishwasher safe, but here's the issue. If they warp just a little bit, it won't make that good seal. And I've had some of you come to me and say, it's leaking. You want to know something? I have never had any of my hummingbird feeders leak. Never. I can't. I tried to think about it, and there was none of these, and even other ones have ever leaked. And I knew at that point the reason their feeder started to leak is they probably put it in the dishwasher. It's slightly warped where the seal is, and that's all it takes. Then air gets in there, it will bubble, bubble. It might do a little bubble and drip. It might do big bubbles and drip all over. You want to hand wash it. Good old fashioned hand washing in your sink, service porch, wherever you want to wash it. And then use soap and water. That's really fine. I mean, look, they use Dawn on ducks and creatures that they have to collect and clean up. And then rinse it really good. You want to make sure if you spray it or run it underwater, there's no bubbles. And if there's no bubbles, you're good to go. Think of what the hummingbirds are doing all day. They're going everywhere. They're landing on old wires in the streets that is the worst plastic and materials they use. They've got a lot in their life that they have to land on, the roofs and different things. Don't worry about the little things. Wash it up, clean it, rinse it, and you will be good to go. I should say they will be good to go. So, with that, have a wonderful day. I hope I've answered your questions. This is how I've been doing it. And anybody that's going to come back and say, you're killing your birds, let me tell you something. We had one hummingbird. We now have thousands. I think they're doing really good here with everything that we're doing. So, with that, have a wonderful day and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye bye. And just rinse it as good as you can. Come here. You want me to pick you up? Do you want to see? I know. She says, pick me up. Why couldn't you pick me up the whole time you did this? Because we're talking to them. How do we wash your bowl? We wash it with soap and water and we rinse it really good, don't we? And you're doing pretty good, aren't you? Oh, you're such a lover.